Okay, so today is August 1st, and I want to just do this recording to chat about July. Take a couple of moments to kind of decompress and reflect upon all the things that have happened. It's been a really busy month, and it is just a really busy period of time in my life right now. I'm actively looking at homes to decide, where I might want to move, what kind of place I might want to buy, and essentially, where can I see myself raising a family with my partner. So that's taken up just a lot of my time this month. I spend a lot of time looking at listings and also going to open houses and also going to actual house viewings that are set up by realtors as well. And it's honestly been a little overwhelming, partly because I realize that my boyfriend and I have pretty different priorities when it comes to the place. Like, he is looking for XYZ and I'm looking at ABC, and we both value what each other is looking for, but it's less important to us individually, and that has also just come with more clarity as we've been viewing more homes. I think in the beginning it was just such an open field where I was like, I don't really know what I want. I have some vague ideas, but through the iterations of looking and reviewing and seeing these homes, I'm starting to realize, these are the things that I consistently care more about. And he's also coming to his realizations, and that's slowly solidifying. And I do feel a little bit better now that we have a clearer idea of what we're looking for. But it still makes me nervous. I think one of my areas of challenge is decision making, or maybe committing to a decision when there is a lot of uncertainty and unknown. I'm a little bit uncomfortable in that space. I usually tend to want to know the outcome of things, how things will turn out, but of course that's nearly impossible with all the different factors that are constantly changing in life. And with a home, it's hard. There's a lot of things to consider, whether it's, what kind of access you want to things. Is it more nature? Is it more convenience? Do we care about, what kind of schools are around that area? What about the layout of the home? What about the neighborhood? What about the structure, or the materials that it's built with? So there's just so many things that kind of overwhelm me a little bit. But I think one of the things I've learned in this month with my partner is to be able to kind of acknowledge the uncertainty and accept it and make a decision despite not knowing a lot of things. And I think being brave enough to accept that, you might be wrong, you might fail, it might not turn out the way you expect or hope for, and to accept that inherently as I'm committing to a decision. So I do think that that's like a huge point of learning for me. And I will also say that I think in the moments where I'm kind of asked or asked to give my thoughts and opinions and make a decision, I tend to either want to get into this overthinking mode and panic and then self-doubt and get really stressed, or I kind of get a little controlling as well when I decide upon a very narrow vision, and I'm learning to let it be okay that I don't know, let it be okay that there's a lot of possibilities out there, and sometimes you don't get to know until you're living in it. And if it doesn't work out in maybe your ideal way, and that might be okay too, because maybe that's what you're gonna learn from it is important and valuable, or maybe that teaches you something that you wouldn't have learned before. So I'm trying to embrace it with more of a learning attitude. So that's a huge area of growth for me that I've been focused on in the past month. And on top of that, I'm learning to communicate well with my boyfriend. I think we are doing okay in this department. There is more openness than before. We, have difficult times just like any other relationship, but I do feel, despite it being really uncomfortable in those moments when we're having difficult conversations, we do manage to still eventually listen to each other and come to a place where we feel like we've actually resolved some things and acknowledged what was going on. So I feel really grateful that I do have someone that I can, talk with and really communicate and share and work together when things get a little bit challenging. And I'm sure life will continue to bring its challenges in its own ways. And I can imagine that, there will be more difficulties down the road whether it's like as you age, you get older, there's health issues, or maybe when you start a family. I'm sure there's a lot of difficulty in managing, even more relationships that are intimate in your life. So I am grateful that we seem to be building a really strong foundation and a solid one that I believe can hold up through the test of time, and I hope as well just continue to strengthen. And what else do I want to talk about? I'd say that is a continuous area of improvement as well, just learning to communicate openly, to share vulnerably, and to also take in feedback while remaining open and doing my best to understand that this isn't meant to hurt me or meant to bring me down, but this is someone who cares about me, who wants the best for me, and is sharing their feedback from that place, instead of being triggered from a place of fear that they're criticizing or attacking me, which is, I think, how my system is trained to take feedback growing up. So that's also an area that I feel like we've done a lot of work on this month, so I'm really proud of that. What else happened this month? I've started to do a little bit of therapy for myself as well. I struggle a little bit with my body image issues, and I feel like that's an area that I really want to make shifts in. I'm a little bit tired of the kind of negative self-talk I have around my body, and I don't want to carry that around anymore. I don't know how it will shift. It feels like it's just been on autopilot for so long, but I think the act of just even acknowledging it and maybe looking at it hopefully can heal some of the shame I carry around that, and to learn to really value my body and what it means to me. I feel that that's an incredibly healing and meaningful step I want to take, and I feel like my relationship with my body is a really important and valuable one, and I don't want to debase that anymore. So that's something that I've also started. And I guess lastly, I can touch upon my relationship with my parents briefly. Growing up, I didn't have the strongest, or not, I wouldn't say strongest, but the most intimate or close-knitted relationship with my parents. And I think part of it is cultural, but I do feel like now that I'm getting older and I kind of moved away and lived by myself for some time to get some space, and I've moved back now, I feel like there is some healing that has happened in the recent months and years with my family. I feel more appreciative of my parents now. I actually know in like the core of my being that they both really love me, and I feel like that knowing has gotten stronger. I think I've always known it, but now I feel like I realize how deep it is. And maybe they didn't have the best ways to communicate that, and maybe not something that they know how to do, but I know that they do love me. So I think that realization really helped me, and now I can appreciate that, and I realize that they're getting older as well, and I want to build some nice memories with them while they're still around. And I feel like it's been a healing time, as well as I try to spend more time with them than I did before and try to bring them in a little bit more into my life. So I did bring my parents around with one of the days when I was looking at different properties, just to show them like a new area of town that I haven't been to, and to also just let them in, to let them see how my partner and I are working together, to see what kind of choices we're making. And I think it does give them relief as well to know that I'm doing well, and to know that I have a great person by my side, and we get along well. And I think it makes them probably happy and proud. And I'm really happy that I'm kind of on this path to kind of finding that more loving side, or the more loving aspect of my relationship with my parents. So I think those are the main things that I want to reflect on at this point in time. So life continues to kind of be a little bit frantic. There continues to be a lot of change and a lot of things happening, big life things. And I get scared sometimes because it's scary thinking about it. But I also feel supported. And it's nice to know that I'll probably make it through okay. And that, I think the support piece feels really nice, that I have something to lean on, whether it's the people around me or just myself really as well, to know that I've been through a lot of difficult things, and I can continue to grow and learn through these things. And with that being said, I'm gonna sign off, and might upload this a couple of days later, since it's a weekend coming up and I've got a couple of things going on. But I am glad that I took the time out on this Friday, on August 1st, to kind of wrap up and summarize my thoughts for the month of July. And it's been nice doing these little vlogs, these little moments for myself as well, just to reflect, to collect my thoughts and to process and share as well. So thanks for listening.